My name is Chris Rattay. I'm in East Los Angeles planting churches there. I got started in church planting. It was sort of a long process, and it began as a college student being discipled in a way where evangelism was normal versus just for those that were spiritually gifted. And being a part of a community of faith that really saw themselves as missional and wanted to love the non-Christians around them and really serve them and really share Jesus. That was the starting point of really burning in me sort of, this is what it means to be a Jesus follower. And that then graduated to being invited to actually plant a campus chapter at USC within a varsity. And being a part of that team, as I was growing older in my 20s, kind of showed me through my team around me and what was happening on the ground that God had sort of wired me to really enjoy the building process of communities of faith and being in that pioneering season and being apostolic, if you will. And so later on down the road, when I was invited to plant a church, it seemed like a scary challenge, but one that sort of God had prepared me for through great being discipled really well into a smaller work of building a community of faith on campus, and felt like, yeah, let's say yes to it. When I was living in South LA, working at USC, I was living in an urban poor neighborhood, and that was the first piece of the journey of just having to, for the first time in my life, live among the poor. And it created a lot of questions and made me search the scriptures and talk to people who were way ahead of me in this. And then through InterVarsity summer program, Los Angeles Urban Project, was really given some just deeper theology of God's heart for the poor, His desire for the poor, and really sort of the American church's failure to really live out that heart in really practical ways. And I came away with it listening to an older person who had given his life of living among the poor, saying that God's best resources are His people, and He needs His people to walk among the poor and not only live and serve among the middle class and upper class. And it really challenged me. It caused a good year of challenge and reflection and seeking the Lord and saying, am I one of those people? Have you been raising me up to be a leader that would walk with the urban poor as a servant leader? You know, here in America, we've got walls between different races and ethnicity, but actually the biggest walls are class. That just the educated and the uneducated, the blue collar and white collar, just even how people even have their worldviews and their daily lifestyles, and just how that separates people, how our wealth just separates us, and how that was true also for the churches. And just having a real burden through my own personal experience and through this mentoring and discipling to be a bridge builder and to really be someone that helps in God's desire to break down these walls.